listing star Josh Altman, his brother, Matt Altman, and real estate firm Hilton and Highland are being sued for $3.7 million for allegedly steering a client in the wrong direction, according to federal court documents obtained by Page 6 on Wednesday. Peter Kleedman claimed in the suit filed last January that he gave Hilton and Highland, where the Altmans worked at the time, the listing for his home in December 2012, but he was forced to file for bankruptcy just 2 months later. Hilton and Highland sold his home a year later for $5.3 million, and the firm represented both the buyer and Peter in the deal. Matt and Josh only represented the buyer, per MLS records obtained through the brothers. Peter claimed the buyer purchased his property and flipped the unattractive home for a profit that totaled at least $10 million, but Hilton and Highland and the Altmans did not disclose their knowledge of the two different valuations because they were also representing the buyer and were allied far more strongly to the buyer. He also alleged the buyer made a deal with Hilton and Highland that if they got the price they wanted for the home, they would retain the firm as his broker when selling the property to complete his flip. Peter claimed if he knew he could sell his home for a higher valuation, he would likely have been unwilling to sell the property for $5.3 million and asked the court for damages and to cancel the residential listing agreement they made. Josh, 38, and Matt, 41, and Hilton and Highland asked the court to dismiss the suit, but Peter filed an amended complaint to continue the case on December 11. The case is still open. Fortunately and unfortunately, when you're at the top of the real estate game, you're a target for frivolous lawsuits, the Altman brothers told us. This one definitely takes the cake. We rep the buyer, not the seller who had his own agent. The seller was in bankruptcy and asked the court to approve the sale so that he can pay his creditors. Our buyer gutted the house at a great cost and sold it over a year later for a huge profit. Seller is unhappy the buyer made lots of money. Everything was approved by the bankruptcy court. This lawsuit is comical.